Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. My name's Kale. I'm incredibly influential.
My name is Maxwell. I'm highly successful.
Today is Thursday, the 24th, August, 2023. School has started. It sucks. I hate it. Uh let's move on. That's about as much as I want to talk about it.
Great.
The heat wave also fucking sucks. You're probably not getting it, I don't think, but we here in the Midwest, uh it is right now it is 4:31 p.m. where I am. It is 99 degrees and sunny. It
That
feels like
sucks.
110. Yes. It is awful. It is the worst heat wave I've ever seen in my entire life. Um yeah. Someone should really do something about that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Um, but yeah, fucking miserable. And the parking, oh my god, the parking situation is really fucked. So, the way my class, I guess we are going to talk a little bit about classes.
Oh, here we go.
I know. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I want to talk about like the just how it's being affected by the heat wave. So, I park next to. There's not really any good parking next to the building where my first classes are. Um, but I park like sort of closer to it. I have three classes. I have one at 9:30 to 10:45. I have one two buildings down, from 11 to 12:15, and I have one in the same building, just one floor above, on from what is it 12:30 to 1:45. So in the morning I park sort of close by to the first building that I'm at. But I have to walk two buildings down to get to my second class in 15 minutes, which is, it's I'm still early a little bit, but it was a little stressful when I made the schedule. I was like, okay, this might be a little bit of an issue, but it's fine. The real issue, however, is when class lets out, I go I had to go from my one building all the way to where I parked, which is like I can tell you the exact distance. Actually, I can tell you the exact distance. It's
Hmm.
yeah, it sucked. So yeah, it's about like a third of a mile to walk from my building to uh where my car was.
Hmm.
Yeah, it fucking
That
blew.
sounds kind of crappy.
Yeah, and with this heat wave, it was miserable. You you step out. It's like being in the fucking Dominican Republic again. I swear. It might be worse actually. It might be worse. You walk outside and you are sweating. That's it. Like instant. It's like your body fucking knows that it's like, oh hell no, this shit fucking blows. And like within an instant, I am like wet. I am
Yeah,
soaking wet.
that sounds like shit.
Yeah, it's awful. It sucks big cocks. Um, yeah, it sucks. Uh, Speaking of classes, I um I was thinking last week. I don't know what brought this on, but I was thinking last week about uh they're redoing Harry Potter, right? They're turning Harry Potter into an HBO series. Um
Really?
yeah, they announced that a couple months ago, but like for some reason I was thinking about it, right? And I decided I was thinking, right? I was like, so you know how she J.K. Rowling just gives everyone the most stereotypical names, like Harry Potter, blah blah blah, right? Like that all the white kids have like normal names, right? But then when you get to the kids of like minority or the characters, because it's not just the kids, but like the characters of like minority status, the Asian girl named Cho Chang, um, the Irish kid named Seamus Finnegan, the Jewish kid named Anthony Goldstein. And I was just like, you know what? I think she's getting more like creative control on this series. So what I'm thinking is, why doesn't she just go like all out with the names, right? Why doesn't she just go
Mhm.
full mask off racist with the names, right? Instead of being Seamus Finnegan, she should name the Irish kid to Blarney Stone McCarbomb. Uh, uh, and the Asian girl, instead of Cho Chang, again, just go mask off. Just literally just name her Ching Chong Bing Bong. Why the fuck not? Go fucking nuts, JK. Do it. Don't be a pussy. Um, and then I also had an idea, because we all know J.K. Rowling is transphobic too, right? So I had a few ideas for if she wants to introduce a trans character. Um,
Oh,
I'm gonna hit
great.
you with some names. I'm gonna
Like
hit you
she'll
with
do
some
that.
names. Well, if she does, I've got some pretty solid names. I wanna run them past you here. Um, Nogata Vagina, like Nogotta Vagina. But I realized that sounds like a lot of vagina from Austin Powers, so she might not go for that one. Uh, but how about let me hit you with this. Let me hit you with this. Right, I'm a trap. Like the Von Traps from The Sound of Music. It's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. I'm proud of myself for that one. And then maybe Nata Lati. How about like Lati Golf? Yeah, I I think some of these are real winners. I think JK will really enjoy those. What do you think?
Well, I'm surprised you came up with three.
I mean, I probably could have come up with more if I tried a little bit harder. Um, Also, I did want to say that I think it is really funny as a Irish person myself, that Ron Weasley is a redhead with who's poor, and his parents have no idea of what birth control is. And I know that it took her so much self control and like just everything in her body to make him not Irish, because I know she wanted to so bad.
Yes.
And so she rewarded herself by making the Irish kid stupid and having him blow himself up in every book. I, it's like when you have a really hard day on your diet, so you do a cheat day right after. That's what Seamus Finnegan is. Because I know it took her so much to not make Ron Weasley Irish, because it would have worked so well.
Hmm.
Um, I also want to talk. We've got a main event here that we do need to talk about. The orange, white, and blue elephant in the room, with two white lightsabers. If you couldn't figure out who I was referring to, um, but before then, I do wanna bring up something cool that I heard about. So you know how Disney bought the rights. They bought Fox, right? They bought 20th Century Fox.
Right.
Um, and then last year they made that movie on Hulu, Prey. 21st, or was it 20th Century Studios made Prey. Um, did you go see that?
Nope.
Oh my god! I honestly, it might be in my top three, if not top two, Predator movies. Because holy shit, it was so good. I I,
Yeah.
I yeah, I
I
talked about it
watched
on
the
my
first
YouTube.
one. I like the first one.
Yeah, the first one is, yeah, that one's probably my favorite. Just, it's got Arnold, it's got Carl Weathers, it's
That's right.
classic. It's classic. But Prey is like, it's a little bit like the first one. There's a lot of like callbacks and shit. It's fan service. It's fun, but it's its own thing too. And I really like that. I thought it was a really fucking cool movie. I really liked it. But That means with the purchase of 20th Century Fox, Disney has the rights to the Predator IP, which means did you hear about this?
No.
Predator versus Wolverine in the comics. Marvel, the Predator is fighting Wolverine in Marvel Comics now. Is that not fucking awesome?
I mean, that does sound cool.
Yeah, so they released a new timeline. So Marvel is doing their own run of Predator comics, right? And like the canon timeline is obviously Prey first. No AVP. AVP is not canon because I don't think they have the rights to Alien. I'm not sure who owns those, but I don't think they have the rights for that. I need to look that up actually. Alien franchise. Oh shit. Okay, I guess they do have the rights to that. That's cool. So I don't know why they made those not canon, but yeah. So but all the Predator movies, including the shitty one from 2017, 2018, that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that they are all canon. Prey is also canon, which is good. I really liked Prey. The more I look back on it and the more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? That was a fun movie. That was good. It's a solid 7 out of 10. Good time. You can rewatch it. It's still good on a rewatch. I like it. And I'm really enjoying the idea of Predator having his own comics and shit, right? But I especially like the idea of the motherfucking Predator going against Wolverine. That's so cool. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it does sound like that. He's got his own melee weapons too.
Yeah. Have you? Oh my god! Look at the. I need you to like just Google it and look at some of the like covers and shit. I need you to look at this. It's kind of fucking insane.
All right.
It goes. Oh my god! And it's coming out on my birthday. Holy shit! Holy shit! I know what I want for my birthday now. Holy fuck! God, that's so fucking hype. I don't know. All right, so the press release says that he will be unleashed on the Marvel universe. I don't know if that means that it's going to be like a non-canon thing for both of them, or if it'll be canon for one universe but not the other. But I had an idea about this, about how they're going to save the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
want
how?
I want the motherfucking Predator in the MCU. I want Alien versus Predator versus fucking Guardians of the Galaxy or some shit. I don't know. I don't care. I think that would be fucking awesome. That would be so fucking hype.
Uh, I wouldn't mind. I don't think there's much more continuity for them to ruin.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Aliens franchise or the Predator franchise is 100% good, or even like 70% good, Alien had like one good video game and two good movies, and Predator had about 2.5 good movies. Like why not? And the MCU's certainly going fucking downhill, but I did rewatch Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and as bad as Secret Invasion was, Guardians kicked ass. and I still have a little bit of hope. I know it's naive. I know that James Gunn left and he was the only reason why that was good, but fuck, man. That was a really good movie.
Yeah, but it is also his exit note.
Yeah. So, all right.
It's more like his ad for DC.
Very true. Well, I mean, I think Peacemaker was his ad for DC.
True.
Yeah, Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. I think Homie made it. I think he's there, but I don't know. I think that was a really solid movie. I think it would be really cool if James Gunn did an Aliens versus Predator movie. I think that would be really fucking cool.
Yeah,
He
I
might be
agree.
my top choice for that. Honestly, like think about it. Who else could do it? You know, because like it would be a little bit funny because it's got to have a little bit of comedy, right? Like you can't take that seriously, like 100% seriously. But like you know, he does horror. He likes horror. He did what was it, Slither? You know,
Hmm.
he likes horror comedy, so he could do that. Um, you know, and Ridley Scott doesn't make good fucking alien movies anymore, so I wouldn't trust him to make a good uh Alien versus Predator movie. So if not Ridley Scott, then who the fuck else, right? I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know.
who would you? Well, instead of James Gunn, you mean?
Yeah. If they did make a Predator versus Wolverine movie, I think I would want James Mangold to direct it because as far as Wolverine movies that he's made, he's kind of 0 for 2 or he's kind of 2 for 2,
I was gonna
honestly.
say 0 for 2.
I was about to say, yeah, I was about to say that, but that would be entirely wrong cuz Logan is fucking great and the Wolverine was pretty good, you know. Um didn't quite nail, you know, Wolverine is supposed to be a badass samurai, you know. He's not supposed to be just like some bumbling idiot who doesn't understand Japanese culture. Wolverine is a weeb if weebs were cool, you know?
Hmm.
But like,
I've
yeah,
never, I've never gotten that interpretation, but
in the comic, but also in the comics, he's supposed to be like 5'2" and smell awful. So they probably should never have casted Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine.
I
But
think he cast himself as that.
yeah, I mean, I get it, and he does a really good performance. I can never say no to more Hugh Jackman Wolverine. That's why I know a lot of people were kind of pissed off that like he's coming back in Deadpool 2 or 3 or 4, 6, 7, I
3.
don't know. 3. Yeah. Um I know a lot of people are pissed about that. I'm not. I'm not. I think he'll do a fucking good job. Even if the movie's ass, I know him and Ryan Reynolds are going to have a fucking good time and it's going to be really funny. And that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
But whew, yeah. I'm glad production stopped when it did because there was a brief period where they were filming without any writers, and that's not good for a Deadpool movie that sort of lives on the jokes. Yeah,
Yeah, the movie would not survive.
that would have been awful. That would be awful. Um I'm so fucking hyped. I'm still so fucking hyped for fucking Predator versus Wolverine. That is so cool.
That
That's
is
so
exciting.
cool.
I mean, that's only in thanks to them buying 20th Century.
Yeah, I know, right? But that's so cool. That's so I'm really excited about that. I That's so cool. Like Alien versus Predator, you know, that was a cool thing, but you know, we've seen it twice in the movies. We've seen a whole bunch of it in the comics. They made a whole bunch of video games about it. I guess those were okay too. I was saying before that the uh Aliens Predator games, yeah. But oh, I hear the Predator game that they just released this year or last year maybe. I hear that one's pretty good too. I need to go give that a try. Um but like yeah, those games were pretty fun. But like I feel like AVP, that's sort of like I'm sure they're gonna do it in the comics. I'm sure now that you know Disney has the rights to both of them, they are going to do Aliens versus Predator again, of course. But yeah, I just think you know AVP, you know, it's sort of out of fashion. So the next coolest thing you can do is, hey, we've got Marvel, we've got Predator. Put them together. That'll be cool.
Yeah, I mean, the promotion for this looks sick. I mean,
Yeah.
he's in his Weapon X form.
Yeah.
It's when he's most, like, ravenous or what have
Yeah.
you.
They've got him in the brown suit too. Love the brown suit. That shit's hype. That shit's hype. But that's got to be the coolest idea. You know, you got a guy with arm claws versus a guy with hand claws.
That's right.
That's a match made in heaven. Is a
Mutant
match made
versus
in
Predator.
heaven. Yes, exactly. Oh, so fucking cool. That would be dope. That would be dope. I'm 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 totally buying that. As soon as that comes out, I'm totally fucking buying it, and I'm gonna nerd out so hard. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, good for
Um,
you, man.
yeah, that'll be yeah, that's some shit right there. I do have another thing I wanted to talk about before we get to the thing. Um, uh, there's a I want to bring some public shaming on someone.
Oh, we're
I
very good at that on this channel.
Yes, I want to name them by name, and I want to publicly shame them. So there's two people I want to publicly shame. Okay, they're both sort of involved in the same situation, but not really. Let me explain. So, a while ago, there's this BLM activist. Her name was Jessica Beauvais, and she started drunk driving, and she killed I think it was an NYPD officer, which obviously very fucked up, right?
Yeah, not
You know,
good.
yeah, and uh, so she got drunk on live stream, and then she ended the podcast by saying "fuck the police," and then she killed a policeman, right? So that's not good. That's already pretty damn bad. But there's this guy on Twitter who reported on it named Amiri King. That's AMIRIKING. Amiri King, who was reporting on it, and obviously in the report, it's scathing, like obviously this is like pure evil that man's family has to like reckon with the fact that he's not coming home ever again. That's it's terrible. And the second, like in the reply right after he talked about that, he said choose weed instead, and he started shilling his fucking weed products.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I
I
mean,
think yeah, to yeah, absolute scumbags, the both of them. I forget that Norm Macdonald quote. What is it? Da, 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 da.
I mean, people will do that if you give them a
Yeah.
platform. I think I remember one time there was someone who stopped a shooter, but when they put him on a newsreel, he promoted some merchandise that he
Okay,
had.
but that's his right to do that. He actually like he like actually like stopped the shooter, right? Like
He did.
that's he's allowed to do that. This motherfucker had nothing to do with it. He was just reporting on it. Um I found the Norm quote. I wanted to accurately quote him. Now this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die. God, I miss you, Norm. Don't you miss Norm? I miss Norm. He's like my favorite comedian just ever. I can't believe he was so fucking funny. He was the only thing that made SNL watchable for a long time, for real.
He was very good on that.
He was so good on Weekend Update. Holy shit. Like there's just like compilations on YouTube of just him and OJ, and it's like 30 minutes long, and it's hilarious.
Hmm.
Oh my god. But yeah, everyone involved in this story should die for real. Uh, uh, my heart goes out to the officer who passed away. I'm sorry that some asshole used his death to shill weed products. Yeah, and I hope the feds like raid that guy's place and arrest him because it's still federally illegal. So I'm sure the DEA could probably pull that and just be like, well, it's legal under the state, but it's federally illegal, so we're stealing all your shit now. Goodbye. And yeah, they just arrest him and then incarcerate him for his life. I think, that would be cool. Do you agree?
I don't think I agree, but that's okay.
What do you think? 25? 20?
Well, I don't see if it's legal in the state. How could they use federal law
No, no, no.
to?
Would you agree with that happening to him?
No, but I mean, I think what he did was pretty shitty.
I I just think he should be hoisted by his own petard. Anything else would not be ironic enough. I
Hmm.
want the irony. I want him to suffer. Combine the two. You know, I you can't have one without the other. Otherwise, he wouldn't be suffering enough. But yeah, fuck that guy at Amiri King on Twitter. Go fuck yourself. You're a disgusting individual.
Isn't it X?
Shut the fuck up. You're almost as bad as he is.
Uh-huh.
Don't go by fucking. Don't follow Elon's bullshit. Don't do it. But all right, we got to go do the ad break. But after this, you know what we're doing. We're talking about Ahsoka. Stay tuned. We're doing it. It's happening. Since I moved out on my own, I've been working on trying to stay healthy by avoiding fast foods and fatty meals, as well as keeping my hydration up. I know how bad it feels when you're severely dehydrated, and it really helps to have some help keeping your water and electrolyte levels in check.
That's where today's sponsor, Liquid IV, comes in. Liquid IV is a category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being, and their hydration multiplier is the one product you're missing in your daily routine.
In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and twice the hydration speed from water alone, plus 3 times the electrolytes of a traditional sports drink. You can use it first thing in the morning, as part of your workout routine, after a long night out, or on long flights. Anywhere you need hydration, you can use Liquid IV. I particularly recommend it due to the festival and concert season starting, since partying all day in the hot sun really makes you sweat.
Liquid IV is also made with premium non-GMO ingredients and is free from gluten, dairy, and soy. They are also partnered with many organizations providing protections for water access worldwide, donating over 39 million servings to over 50 countries worldwide.
Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code IIHS podcast at checkout. All one word, by the way. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code IIHS podcast at liquidiv.com. Go check it out at the link in our description. Thank you to Liquid IV for giving us a sponsorship. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for sticking with us. It's Ahsoka time. we've been waiting on this for a while. When did they announce this?
Like
Was this?
years ago.
Yeah. I don't think this was. They didn't talk about this at what was it? Celebration 20? Because I went to Celebration 20 in Chicago with my dad. And that was mostly just Phantom Menace, The Rise of Skywalker, and there was a little bit of Vader Immortal. Um, but nothing about the new show. So I think they announced it sometime in 2020. And holy shit. Like, who would have thought if like going into Star Wars The Clone Wars, the movie, back in 2008, who would have thought that we'd be here, an A-list actress would be playing Ahsoka in live action, and like the completion of her years long, decades long story arc, right? Because it has been 15 years since she debuted. More than 15 years, right? Like 15 years and like 3 months, right? Like
Yeah.
who would have thought? So just for that like wish fulfillment type shit, super cool. I'm I will admit, I will freely admit, I have said it before and I'll say it 1,000 times. I am a Rebels hater. I am.
Yes.
If Star
You,
Wars Rebels
unfortunately.
has has a billion haters, I am one of them. If Star Wars Rebel has one hater, it's me. If Star Wars Rebels has 0 haters, it is because I am fucking dead. And even then, I'm sure my ghost will still hate Star Wars Rebels. But I do have to admit that, like, just the idea of, like, yeah, we're bringing in almost all of the animated shows, Still nothing about Star Wars Resistance, but, they did a little tiny cameo in The Rise of Skywalker. That's about as good as they can
That's as
get.
much as we'll give them.
Yeah. And don't even get me started on Bad Batch. I don't want to see any of it. I don't want to see any of it. Not at all. But I will freely admit that it is actually kind of fucking cool. We're getting all these characters that we never thought we'd see in live action, but they're here. It is a people love to talk shit. They're like, Kathleen Kennedy kills Star Wars. But it is the coolest time to be a fucking Star Wars fan right now. We're getting banger games. Fucking Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order. Those were fucking great. Once they fixed Battlefront 2, it was pretty good. Skywalker Saga was fun. We're getting great games. We're getting great shows. I haven't disliked any of the Star Wars shows. I thought they were all 6s or above. Even Mando season 3, even Book of Boba Fett, and I've said before and I'll say again, Obi-Wan Kenobi was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Yes.
I will say, this is it's I like this a lot, about as much as I liked Andor, but obviously for very different reasons, right? Like my it's like when you give like The Dark Knight and Everything Everywhere All at Once tens, like 10 out of tens, right? But for very different reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, aside from just being, competently made, competently edited, that sort of thing, aside from just being good in technical aspects, they couldn't be more different, right? But they're still really good. And that's how I feel about Andor and Ahsoka. I think they're both just really, really solid starters. I'd give them both like Ahsoka. I would probably say, no, we're not doing any spoilers and shit. We're just, for the first 2 episodes, I'm giving this shit an 8 out of 10. Honestly, high key. It was good. It's really good. How do you
Yeah,
feel?
I agree.
You do you agree? Nothing else?
Well, I think it is. It's very exciting. As you said, getting a character we've only seen in animation into a live action role, waiting 15 years for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, it feels sort of on par with like man, I don't know. It's like what we had to wait for the Clone Wars finale. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I would
like
agree.
a big show that didn't get any end, and now we've got a live action series from two like characters from two
Yeah,
animated shows. It's it's like I don't know. It's like it feels like the pendulum swinging in the other direction.
yeah. I
Like we had a strong peak in animation. We had whatever the live action movies were, and then we've got like a return to like what was some of the strong, uh, foundation for a new canon.
Yeah. Now, all right. Before we go into the spoilers, like the actual discussion, I do wanna point something out here, right? I do wanna just do a little bit of pointing something out. Um, a lot of people on the internet are like, for like they did the reveal trailers or like and like Rosario Dawson did a little promo where she's like, "Who is Ahsoka?" and she like sort of goes through, and people were getting pissy about that because they didn't show any animated footage, right? It was all just um uh, uh her prior entries on Mando season 2, shit like that. Or and images from the show, but and people were like, "Oh, they don't have any respect for animation. They don't have any of that." And I'm like, I'm just here and I'm saying like the fact that we're getting this show at all shows that they have so much respect for these animated shows. Like the fact that they are spending fucking bajillions of dollars on this shit for shows that weren't exactly all that popular. They weren't making a lot of money for the Cartoon Network. It was always on the verge of cancellation. George Lucas was funding that shit out of his own pocket. $1 million an episode. And there was something like 100 episodes, right? He spent $100 million on that shit, right? It's fucking insane that it lasted as long as it did on Cartoon Network. And then it got that Netflix revival. And then we're here. You can say what you want about the 7th season. Obviously, I thought it was weak. I didn't like the Martez sisters. I didn't like some of the new animation didn't feel right, obviously. But again, the fact it did finally get a finale, and then the fact that we're here, we're getting these Rebels characters, and the mainstream audience is just like, we're telling them, hey, suck it up, watch the fucking shows, like the Ghost was in Rogue One. They name dropped General Syndulla. Fucking, it was also in The Rise of Skywalker. Um, all the Clone Wars and Rebels Jedi voices in The Rise of Skywalker, right? You don't know who those people are? Fucking tough titties. Go watch the fucking shows. I think it's ballsy as hell, and I think it shows a lot of respect for the animators. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that they put them in a mainline Star Wars movie, right? And in a mainline Star Wars show where I think they're probably spending about the same, if not more, no, they've got to be spending like way more on this show than they ever did on Clone Wars. Clone Wars, if Clone Wars was $1 million an episode, this has got to be like $10 million an episode. I'm sure. It's
Yeah.
fucking insane. It's
Yep.
fucking insane.
It's
So
nice. It's
yeah,
nice they got the good budget on
yeah,
these shows.
yeah. These shows look fucking gorgeous, and again, just the fact that they exist is a huge W for Star Wars fans, and I think we should all just be accepting of the fact that holy shit, this is actually happening, and they're doing this fan service shit for us. This is not for a mainstream audience. This is for us, and that's super cool. And I think we should get into spoilers now because I have a lot to say about this.
Okay.
So right off the bat, number one thing I need to talk about is that opening, right?
The
We were
opening
so
crawl.
yes, we did. We got a little bit of a crawl. It's not exactly the crawl, but it is a crawl, and that was cool. All right, all right. I do have one major gripe, and I'm gonna say it. I only recently noticed this, so it can't be that big of a deal. But it irks me a little bit. You know how Rogue One starts with uh it does the a long time ago and then instantly into the movie instead of
Yeah,
doing an open crawl.
instead of doing a crawl.
Yeah, Solo does that too. It does a little bit of like exposition in the same, font and style of a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. That sort of thing. None of the shows have it. The Disney Plus shows, they just
Yeah.
go, they have the Star Wars intro and then they just go into it. And I don't like that. I don't like it. I
Hmm.
think it's inconsistent because Battlefront 2 campaign has it. Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor don't have it. These shows don't have it. The movies all have it. It's confusing. Some of the Clone Wars, some of the new Clone Wars, that had it. Rebels didn't have it. What's the deal? What's the fucking deal? I haven't watched Star Wars Resistance, but I'm gonna imagine they don't have it. It's confusing. I don't like it. It pisses me off because the
Yeah.
number one thing that I like about this new Disney Star Wars is consistency in lore and in style, right? Everyone gets to do their own thing, but overall there's like consistent lore and consistent style, right? Uh and we're not getting that with the a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I feel like I miss it. I miss it so much. Now that I've noticed it, I can't unnotice it. Right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
I know that like consistency we used to get. I mean, maybe it was broken all the way back in 2007 with the Clone
No,
Wars movie.
no, they had it. They had the every single episode of Clone Wars has that.
Well, I mean, the movie is
Yeah, no, the
something.
movie has it too.
Oh, they
But
do.
they didn't have a crawl. They
That's
had
what I mean.
narrated with the montage.
That's what I mean. That was
Yeah,
like kind of different. That was like the beginning of like deviating from it.
I know, but I just want the far, far away. That's all I want. That's all I want.
I
All
know.
and it pisses me off.
It feels very synonymous with Star Wars. It's kind of weird that it's absent
Yes,
in all
I
these
want
shows.
someone. I want Disney to go back and edit it in to every single episode of every single show and every single video game that they have ever made or published since they took over the IP. That's all I want. I don't feel like it's that much of an ask. Do you? I don't think so. You
No, I
know?
don't think so either. I mean,
Yeah,
they took that guy out of that episode of The Mandalorian.
exactly.
Mhm.
You
So they
know,
can go back and revise anything.
in the latest patch, in the next patch, they can go back and update it, and they can put it in the dev notes. That would
Hmm.
be yeah. But to actually talk about like the actual show, um, I want to point out that opening though uh with the reverse Phantom Menace, that was kind of fucking lit, honestly. Where the bad guys show up and Ray Stevenson, rest in peace. Um, he even sounds like Qui-Gon, and it's yeah. I feel like it's deliberate at that point, but like we get a little bit of a hallway scene too, which is cool.
Yeah.
Very very happy about that. Very excited about that. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I like these new villains. I'm not a big fan of the Morgan retcon that she's a Night Sister. Don't like that. She don't look like a Night Sister. She don't look like a Night Sister. I feel like maybe she should be like maybe before the end of the series she'll be like she'll reveal that it was all makeup and like she'll take off the makeup and she's she's got like the tats and that sort of shit. That would be cool. But as of now, she does not look like a Night Sister, and I don't like the retcon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And it doesn't. It feels like one of those classic Dave Filoni retcon moments, where even though like he wrote the Ahsoka episode, I don't know if he wrote it or directed it or did both, but he definitely directed it. But like it feels like he didn't know that he, or like maybe he didn't have like confirmation that he could make her a Night Sister back then. So just it doesn't feel right. Like the way Ahsoka described it in that episode, where it's like her planet got wiped out during the Clone Wars. So then she joined the Empire and shit. And I was like, yes, technically that is correct. Technically that does fit, but also
Isn't that also good though? Like that does give some continuity.
I
Like
guess
everyone can look very different. I think this show is like most revealing in that, based on how they show recurring characters that we've
I
seen.
just want live action Night Sister. We've never seen a live action Night Sister before. I want real live action Night Sister with the ghostly white skin and the face tats and all that. I mostly want live action Marin. Live action Marin would actually be the tits. That would be so cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe it's because I have a crush on Marin. Maybe not. You will never know. But like, oh, holy shit! Live action Cal Kestis would be the tits. I wish they had put Cal Kestis in The Rise of Skywalker. That would have been cool. But obviously, they couldn't have done that because it would have been obvious. But anywho, yeah, so that opening was cool, and then Ahsoka goes to the planet and she does the thing, and then Hu Yang shows up.
That's
Fuck
right.
yeah! Oh, I'm so happy to see him. I'm so happy to see my boy, the only Emmy Star Wars has ever received, if I recall correctly. Hang on, I need to look that up. 22 nominations last year alone. I don't know how many they won. Hang on, we need to look this up. But he definitely did he definitely did win. David Tennant did win an Emmy for that, so that is pretty cool. All right, now how come the fucking that's so stupid. So the Wikipedia list is list of accolades received by Star Wars films. What if I want the list of accolades received by Star Wars TV shows? Assholes. It sucks. It sucks, and I hate it, and I want to die.
Good point.
Yeah. I'm pissed. I'm upset.
They should be more accommodating.
Exactly. But yeah, they got a lot of Emmy nominations. All right, I'm IMDb. We're looking by awards. Saturn Awards, yes. Give me the Emmys, please. Thank you. Can I have some Emmys? I'm so mad. Give me the Emmys. All right, daytime Emmys. 2021. Yes. Nominated a whole bunch of times. They won in 2014 twice. David Tennant won in 2013. They also won Outstanding Special Class Animated Program. Okay, so they have won a bunch of Emmys. They've won a bunch of Emmys. So maybe it's not the only time they've ever won, but still, it's fucking good. It's it's so good to see him. It's so good to see David Tennant. I miss him so much. I missed him so much. I love him. I love him so much. He's back as the Doctor. He's back as Hu Yang. He's definitely going to die by the end of this show. That's one of many predictions that I have on here. My other prediction: Marok is some kind of clone of either Ezra or Palpatine. Calling it now. Calling it now. If they make Marok Starkiller, I'm gonna kill myself.
I don't think they'll go that far, but
they better not. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed if they do. Speaking of Marok, that fucking fight on
good fight.
All right, when she had like the sabers like crossed like at his neck, I totally thought she was just gonna scissor them across his neck and just fucking take his ass out. I was waiting for it, and then like the head would fall out of the mask, and it's Ezra. Dun dun dun. That'd be cool. Yeah, I think it's an Ezra clone. That's my canon. That's the prediction, and I'm totally gonna be right because
I don't see why they can't do cloning.
I mean, yeah, right. Like, it's got to be a clone. It's got to be an Ezra clone.
I mean, they fucking brought back Palpatine, and everything is on the table.
Yeah, they brought back Palpatine. They had a bunch of Los Pollos Hermanos. Everything's possible.
That's true. They did do cloning for Moff Gideon, and it was kind of like a letdown that they just scrapped it from one episode.
Yeah.
It's like this was stuff that was built up from the first episode of the show.
But imagine how much they'd have to pay Giancarlo Esposito to play a million different parts. That'd be a lot.
But maybe they'll use those 3 seasons to like make some logic for why Ezra could be cloned.
Yeah, I don't know. But that fight was really good. That dodge though at the end, that casual ass just like dodge out of the way as the Inquisitor lightsaber comes back. Holy shit. That was awesome.
Casual dodge.
So fucking cool. So fucking cool. Ah, I wish I could be that cool, dude. I wish I was that cool. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man. It was The saber duels are really fucking sick in this too. Can we just talk about how fucking cool the saber duels are in this fucking show? Oh my god. How do you feel about the redesign of Ezra's lightsaber? How do you feel about that? Or like the translation / redesign?
It's new and it's kind of interesting. I mean, I thought his lightsaber in the show felt a little too much like Luke's. So it's kind of nice that she did change it so it looks different, because we could use some more unique looking lightsabers.
Yeah.
I thought it would be more colorful.
I thought that the new guard on the front, that reminded me of like Jaro Tapal's.
Did for me too.
Yeah, that's how it felt. But yeah, I can get behind it. I thought it was really cool. All right. I gotta talk about this. Ezra's lightsaber, pretty cool. Yeah, for sure. I always love the greens. But like Balin's though, Balin and Shin's, they actually, you know what? I didn't like how they looked in the trailers, but I think they really like they fixed it. They fixed it for this, right? Because like in the trailers, um, I talked about this when we watched it together. We did that like Disney Plus watch party thing. Um, I made the joke about like uh the cores didn't look like normal cores because like the normal lightsaber core is white core, color on the outside. But like in the trailers, it was like more of an orange core, and I Star Wars: The Old Republic has a lot of lightsaber crystals that do that too, with like different color cores, and I don't really like that. I made the joke during the watch through that you know I really like the white cores more than anything else. You can call me a white supremacist.
I remember that. I remember you making that joke.
I mean, you know, with the what with between that and the names that I came up with for J.K. Rowling, uh, I'm gonna have to beat some allegations here. I'm gonna have to beat the allegations here for real. Um,
Yeah, you're fighting your way.
I'm not racist. I have an Asian friend. Okay, for real. It's shut up. Don't worry about it. But yeah, no, I like what they did with them. I like this new like blood orange color. That's a really cool color. I'm my when it comes to like lightsaber crystals, lightsaber colors, I'm green all the way. Obviously, that moment when Luke turns it on in Return of the Jedi, and you're like, lightsabers can be green. Holy shit! It's
Yeah,
fucking cool. Fucking cool. Um, but like I do like the blood orange. I think it's really cool. I think it it fits their whole vibe and shit. I really love the vibe. Yeah.
yeah, it really feels different. Like they're not exactly Sith, so it
And yeah,
it makes the villain more unique to this series, I think.
yeah. And I like his vibe. I like his vibes where he's like he's not like a dick. He's evil, yes. Um he's a mercenary, he sells his soul for the highest bidder. But he's not a dick. You know, he's chivalrous. He's like a he's like a fallen paladin, right? Like you know, he's still like cordial and shit, but he's evil. He's doing bad shit.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
interesting. I mean, it makes I like how he's more sympathetic. It
yeah,
also reminds me of Dooku in that way, in that like, he's the bad guy, but we know his intentions were good because he saw the
hmm
Senate for being corrupt, which it was. So it was
yeah,
just no one listened to him. And for here, it's kind of like, um, I don't know. I kind of felt that when he talks about Ahsoka, and he's like, "It would be a shame to kill her,"
yeah. I thought it
and
was
and he
yeah,
he meant that genuinely,
yeah.
because he
I
actually had admiration for her, which makes it makes their encounter more exciting because this person already knows who she is, where she
yeah.
doesn't. So
He was he was hanging with apparently he was hanging with Anakin. So you know that's yeah. I'm very excited to see what happens with Shin versus Sabine Part Two. By the way, how do we feel about Part One?
it's good
Yeah,
choreography.
I when she like goes to the ground and uh she's got like feet on the ground, one hand on the ground, and like lightsaber in the air. That was fucking tight. That was fucking tight. All this choreography has been fucking great. I'm
Hmm.
very excited about that. Um, I don't know. God, there's a lot of attractive women in this show. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's probably one of the like most female leading Star Wars projects we've had.
Yeah. Um yeah. It's incredible. Uh
I can't think
uh
of another one that like comes close to my mind.
I don't think there's been any that have had this many female leads compared to zero male leads. Yeah. Holy shit.
Mhm.
This is yeah. I like it. I think this is the vibes. This is good shit. I'm enjoying it. Can't wait till Mon Mothma shows up. She is coming back. Um, I can't believe we were on home one with no Guile. Where's my boy Guile? Where he at? Where that man at?
Some,
We're on a first name basis. He and I.
something tells me that we're gonna be going back to that ship more and
Oh
more.
well, yeah, we saw that in the conference room.
Hmm. That's right. So
Yeah.
exciting.
Um, yeah. Oh, did you apparently that senator guy? He was a rebels character.
That's
Like the
right.
guy. Yeah, I don't remember that because I thankfully have blocked
He
some of that show out of my mind.
Well, he looks very different than he did in the show, but
Yes,
I
he
think it's
also
a
aged up a fair
it's a
amount.
it's a cool callback. He helps out Ezra in the show, and
Yeah.
now he's a senator. Wow.
Where's what's his name? The other kid that Ezra's friends with.
They made a book about him. You can read it if you want.
He found his sister, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, good. They got a little happy ending there.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's what the book was about. Was him finding his sister.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I'm glad.
Also, that guy is
Good for
force
him.
sensitive. Do you know that?
Well, is it he who's force sensitive, or is it his sister who's force sensitive? I thought his sister was the force sensitive one.
Oh yeah, his sister is. But I thought that.
Maybe they
Hmm,
both are.
uh,
That's how it usually happens.
well, uh, regardless, it's a cool throwback. I
Yeah,
I like how uh Ryder is just like he's still the classic Clancy Brown, no nonsense.
yeah. I love a good Clancy. Love a good Clancy. If only. I mean, I don't know if he was already kind of too old to play Savage in live action, but if we ever got a Savage flashback, that
He
would be
loves
really
being in
cool.
Star Wars, which I can't blame him for that.
Dude, if I holy shit, I would love to be an official Star Wars voice actor or like cameo. That'd be cool. That would
Hmm.
be cool. Hey, Kathleen Kennedy, we're out here defending. I'm out here defending all your fucking Disney Plus shows. Put me in your goddamn movie. Put me in the movie. I want to be. I want to be. Oh my god, I'm getting flashbacks. Do you remember that one South Park episode where uh, uh, Cartman is helping out Mickey Mouse to take over Star Wars because he wants to be Cartman Skywalker in the sequels?
No.
I want to
That's
be. I want you to paint me blue, and I want you to make me Kale Thrawn. I want to be Thrawn's little brother. Do it. Do it. Retcon me in that shit. I want it.
Mhm. You gotta have an attitude like Cartman
Yeah.
to get results like he did.
Don't tempt me. I will embrace my Cartman side. I'll do it. I'm I'm fucking nutty. But oh my god, it is just so fucking cool that we're getting this show, right? This
Yes.
I didn't realize. I never really thought about it. I'll admit I didn't really think about it like that. But like, damn, it really is just like the culmination of all this shit, and it's really cool.
I know
Um,
it's like 10 years of stuff, storytelling
yeah.
that's
Um,
brought together here.
they need to kill Ahsoka by the end of it, though. Hu
Then
Yang is definitely gonna die.
what'll
Ahsoka
the
needs to die.
what'll the show be about?
No, Ahsoka needs to die in the 6th episode. I don't know how they're gonna kill her, honestly, but she needs to die. Um, I'm glad that they confirmed that Sabine is not force sensitive. There we go. Good. And I'm
Yes.
also glad that they're saying that anyone can be a Jedi even if they don't have the force cuz it's you know, it's not
That was like what they were saying in The Force Awakens.
yeah,
Just
kind
The
of.
Force Awakens.
Yeah. I mean,
They kind of
true.
dropped that. They dropped that like right after, but
Yeah. Well, anyone can live by the Jedi code, but um like the idea yeah, I just like that idea of like, being a Jedi is more than just like being a Force user and shit. It's about living by the code, but it's like anyone can do that. Anyone can like embody that sort of like, standing for peace and justice and that sort of thing. You
Yeah.
know, and I really appreciate that. I think that's a novel approach to it. I think that's one we don't often see, and I
I
hope
just
they keep
like
going
how
with it.
I like how conventions are broken. It's very refreshing in Star Wars, which is usually about two polar factions. Now we have like a gray Jedi, we have a Mandalorian who wields a lightsaber, and then we have like fallen Jedi.
Yeah,
And it's and they're not, but they still follow some Jedi traditions. Like she's still got a Padawan braid, which is, you know,
that was really interesting. I think that's really. What are the odds that
she just
uh
forgot she was wearing it.
no, no,
She's
no,
like, wait,
what are the odds that she cuts it off before the end of the show? Shin cuts off her
oh,
little braid.
that would be interesting, I guess.
Yeah. What do you? I think probably she will. Who do you think she's getting redeemed? Do you think Shin's getting redeemed and Balin dies, or maybe is it the other way around?
I'm not sure.
I think it would be really cool to see. Yeah. Also, did you? I was going to make a point about Jedi Survivor. Um,
Haha,
how much have you seen in that?
like the ending.
Oh, all right. So you know everything
Yeah.
basically. Okay, so Dagon Gera, who's like the antagonist for the first part, he bleeds his crystal most of the way red, but it's kind of this color, this orangish reddish color. So I'm thinking that like maybe that's like intentional. Maybe it's sort of saying that like
They're not fully like
yeah,
affiliated with the dark side.
yeah, they don't fully have that whole like angry like hate sort of thing. They haven't fully committed to it yet, and I think that is interesting.
That would be a good lore explanation for why.
Yeah, I think it would be a really nice touch. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. I also just really I Dagon Gera was kind of underrated. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think Dagon was actually a pretty cool antagonist. Everyone's always like, oh, he talked about Tanalorr so much, but I'm like, dude, that's all he has left. The
I
Republic
know.
is dead. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking
He was
yeah.
very compelling. I agree.
I
I
liked
think
I liked Dagon a lot. Um,
I think he was one of the I mean, they I like the story in that game. I think they did
yeah,
a good job. So,
one of the best
no,
Star Wars stories we've gotten in years. Almost as good as the original. I don't know. The more I think back on Jedi Survivor, the more I like it. The more I think that it might be better than Fallen Order. Because when I first played Jedi Survivor, I was like, you know what? It's bigger, right? It's way, way, way bigger. It's larger. It's girthier. It's thicker. Um,
these are all different ways of saying bigger.
yeah. Um, it would hurt a lot to sit on it, but that's a dick joke, by the way. There you go. We're still out here making dick jokes, everyone. Don't worry about it.
Mm,
We're still here.
no,
We're still the
haven't
same.
lost the edge yet.
Exactly. Exactly. But, sometimes you need something a little bit smaller, a little bit more focused, You can't really have those big ones all the time, That's a special treat, and I think a smaller one can hit all the right spots. So that's why I think that 2 inches is good enough. It's good enough, man.
Great.
It's good enough. Um, yeah, yeah, but yeah. I thought that was fun. That was a good. Jedi Fallen Order was tighter. It was more a little bit more linear. Didn't have as much like going on. but then, Jedi Survivor, it was just like, what if we just went nuts with it? What if we just went completely off the fucking rails? And I thought it was awesome. I thought that was the coolest shit ever. Yeah, fucking dope game. Fucking dope game. And I think this show is fucking dope as well. I I think we are not in the I think we're around the phase 2 ish era. Like phase 2 MCU level of quality for Star Wars, right? Some of them are really good. Some of them are even like classics and shit, but like it still feels like there's more to come and we're still approaching like what's going to be the best shit, right? We haven't hit that period of decline,
Yeah,
you know?
well, we're still getting this show. We haven't even.
Yeah, we haven't even scratched the fucking surface yet. It's great.
Yes.
Um I do got to admit the whole other galaxy shit, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I am very limited in what I accept in my Star Wars. It has to all take place in one galaxy. It cannot involve Earth or this galaxy of humans. And I don't like time travel. And it feels like they're going to do all three of those things, and I really don't like it. Whenever they introduce the MCU into Star Wars, I will quit. I will quit watching it.
Well, what do you think of like their rules of time travel?
Nope, don't like it.
Because they've already introduced time travel. You
No
can't.
time travel.
It's
Nope, don't
already.
like it. In my
It
in my
it
head
ex
canon,
it
in my
exists though.
I ignore Rebels from my head canon.
But I'm telling you, man, it's already out
I
there.
ignore it from my head canon. It doesn't exist.
It's been out there for like
Nope, never
years, man.
happened.
It's
Never
been out there
happened.
since like 2017.
Nope.
You've
Uh-uh.
had you've had
Uh-uh.
you've had like 6 years to accept these terms.
I don't. I refuse. I
They've
didn't. When I first figured out the end game was going to be about time travel, I didn't like that either. I never liked time travel in shit. It's so lazy, and I don't. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, and I don't think it belongs in Star Wars. I don't think it fits. I don't think it fits with Star Wars because then if you have time travel, you're gonna go back and you're gonna fuck with the original movies and you're gonna fuck with the canon. There's gonna be retcons and shit, and I don't like it. So no, no time travel, no going to other galaxies, and no Earth humans. No, thank you. Those are my three rules. You can do anything else. You can go as far back as you want or as far forward as you want. But I do not want Earth humans or time travel or other galaxies. That is my those are my rules. I'm sticking to it. Like whenever they did that retcon, um or they it wasn't like a retcon. It was retconned later, but some fucking expanded universe author was like, yeah, actually, humans come from a planet called Earth, and it's in the Star Wars galaxy. Fuck that. Fuck that. That was awful, and I'm so glad they didn't go with that. That sucks. It sucks, and I hate it. Um,
I mean,
yeah.
I think the other galaxy is a better compromise than
Yes.
time travel.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess.
It also like would give the strongest explanation for why Ezra's been missing for I don't know. How long are we gonna call it? It's like
10 years. It's been
10
10
years.
years.
It's
Mm-hmm.
10 years. So, like, why has no one been able to find him? Well, maybe because he's quite unreachable to everyone, you
What
know?
if, what if instead of going to the other galaxy, Ezra was brought to Palpatine and they harvested his body for fucking spare midichlorians? Wouldn't that be cool?
But they were doing that to freaking Baby Yoda.
Grogu? Yeah.
Yes.
God. I I'm he is going to talk in either Mando season 4 or whenever they make that movie. he's gonna talk. You know it. You know he's gonna talk, and he's gonna say like he's dada or some
Yes,
shit.
Star
Or
Wars will be around forever so that he will get old.
yes, I mean, literally, they did a fucking uh what was it? A story arc it back in the EU that was 127 years after the first movie. Or no, sorry, I think it was 137. Sorry. You know, Luke Skywalker was fucking long dead by then. It was it was actually kind of fucking tits. It was pretty cool. Star Wars Legacy kind of fucking lit. Yeah. Um but yeah, I mean I I don't vibe with anything like super far in the future of Star Wars. You know, the sequels were kind of pushing it in like 30 years after. That was kind of pushing it. But like, you know what? I thought they were good enough that it worked for me. It worked for me. I vibe with it. But yeah, I think we should probably wrap this up. We've been talking for a long ass time.
Okay.
Overall, fucking great. High quality. I think this is probably my second or third favorite Disney Plus show so far. I'm sure they'll do something to fuck it up later on in the show. We still got 4 episodes for them to fumble this shit, but for now, it grabbed me more than Andor. I'm way more excited to see where they're going with this than I was after the Andor premiere. So, yeah, in terms of hype, this is up there. I'm hyped. I'm pumped. This is some good shit. Some serious gourmet shit. I'm loving it.
I agree.
But yeah, I think we. Oh wait. One more thing. During the group watch that we did, we talked about like when is Rex gonna show up? When is Anakin gonna show up? And I think we agreed that Rex is gonna be in episode 4 and Anakin's gonna be in episode 5. I wanted to that actually got me thinking about like returning characters, right? Um it got me thinking about sorry, my alarm's going off. It got me thinking about like especially like clone characters, right? So it's too early for Kix to come back, right? But you know who we haven't seen in a long time?
Who's that?
Uh uh Dogma. Do you remember Dogma?
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Uh what do you mean that guy?
That I remember him, but like, why would he show up in this show?
Um, I don't know, but dog, my nuts are on your chin. Oh, dude, do you know how long I've been sitting on that? Do you know how long I've been sitting on that? I've been waiting to use that for 2 episodes, like 2 whole weeks, 2 whole podcast episodes. I've been waiting to pull that on you. Do you know how long I've been waiting on that? Fuck! Ah, I'm so excited. You got owned. You got owned. You got Bofid. I'm sorry. You got Bofid. How does it feel to get Bofid?
Wow, I feel a lot of the same.
Yeah. I was so excited to use that. Ever since I realized I thought about Dogma's name, I'm like, oh shit, I can make this work. For 2 weeks, I waited. I waited for an opportune moment. I've used it on some of our other friends. I pulled that on Michael. I used that on him. That was fun. Yeah. Oh, it was so good. Oh, I'm so proud of myself for that. I'm so proud of myself for that. That was incredible. Um, yeah, but overall, good show. Very excited. Let's do a big red button.
Okay.
Um, uh, you get to hang out with one woman from this show. You get to go on one date with any woman of your choice on this show. Uh, but they have to step on you afterwards.
They have to step on me.
Yes.
Okay.
They all have step on you energy. Not a single person in this, not a single woman in this show doesn't have step on you energy.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I'll ask you, would you do it?
uh, it's hard to choose. It's yes, obviously yes, but it's hard to choose which one. That's the that's the hardest part. Is who do I choose? Because I don't know. Let me just say that I understand why there's such a big heat wave right now. Because good lord, are all the women on this show hot? Jesus Christ. Good lord, there's some attractive women in this show. Holy shit, gorgeous. My god. Um, I have a huge crush on Natasha Liu Bordizzo. Oh my god. But also, it's Rosario fucking Dawson, right? Like, come on. And then also, it's Mary Elizabeth fucking Winstead, Ramona goddamn Flowers. Like, come on. Uh, and then also that chick they got playing Shin Hati. There's a reason her last name is Hati. Good lord. I would let
So,
all four of them step on me.
okay, there's your answer.
100%. All of them at once. Crush me. Crush me with your beneath your heel. I don't care, man. I don't care. What about you? Who would you pick? You have to pick one.
I thought Hottie was cool.
Was It's not about if they're cool. It's about who's the cutest. You got to pick one.
Can I just like roll that all into one?
Do you think she's the cutest? Yes or no?
Sure.
You're no fun. You're no fun. You are no fun. Shaking my head. Do you hear me shaking my head at you? Because I am. Audience, I'm shaking my head right now. This is I'm shaking it so hard.
Wow.
Um but yes, I obviously I would let any woman on the show step on me. Good lord. Um but I think we should probably end the episode here before I say too much.
Mhm.
Thank you to our supporter tier patron Justin Connor for supporting us for so long. Dear God, I think you're coming up on 13 months now, and this is what you're supporting. I would, not that I'm looking gift horse in the mouth here, but I would really reconsider where you're spending your money.
Mhm.
Um, if you want a cool shout out like that, head on over to patreon.com/IIHS podcast. For $3, you get in our supporter tier. You get a cool shout out like that. And for $5, you get in our, uh, uh, sorry, I keep trying to say my other Patreon tier. You get in our influential and successful tier, where you get access to our movie commentaries and early access to these episodes as well, ad free. So that's pretty cool. You should definitely go over there and do that. You get a free trial for a week in that tier as well. If you want to reach out to us on social media, we are at IIHS Podcast, all one word on. Uh, I'm still not calling it X, Elon. Shut the fuck up. On Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. We are also at IIHS Podcast on YouTube. If you decide you'd rather listen to us there, that's more convenient. They usually go up on the same day. I was a little bit slow to upload it on Tuesday, but I'll be getting better at that. I just keep in mind I do have classes on that day, and I have very little time in between, but I will get better at that. I promise. But yeah, I think I've said everything. My name is Kale. I've been incredibly influential,
And my name is Maxwell, and I've been highly successful.
and we will talk to you guys next week with Ahsoka episode 3.